Hello friends, today I'm back with, today Jeannie and I are both back with you for another around the world multiplication game. So today we're going to be going to South Africa and we're going to be looking at a multiplication problem there. So like I did for the other video, I'm going to read you the problem, we're going to discuss it, I'm going to read it to you again, and then I want you to go ahead, if you think you know how to solve it, hit that space bar or the pause button. I want you to work on it individually, and then I want you to hit play and then come back and join me as I solve the problem, checking your answer. If you do not think that you can do it, which I'm sure you can, if you do not think you can do it and you just want to watch me and work with me, you are welcome to, and then you are welcome to watch and we can work the problem out together. So like I said, today we will be traveling to South Africa, and our problem today is Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison. Approximately how many days did he spend in prison? So we know that there's 27 years in prison. We know he spent 27 years in prison, and we're trying to figure out how many days he spent in prison. So if you think you are able to go ahead and solve this problem on your own, then that is awesome, and I want you to go ahead and do that. And you can go ahead and hit the space bar here now. If not, go ahead and continue working with me. So, first I like to always, you know me, writing out the problem. Jeannie's about to get a little uncomfortable. So, I'm going to write out in the corner that he spent 27 years is a long time, years in prison. Trying to make sure I spelled prison right, and I didn't. You know, it's just a part of learning and being out for so long of a time in school. So, you know, there's 27 years in prison. Let's think about it. 1 year is how many days? We're going to go ahead and say 365. I know sometimes we got the leap year and it's different, but that's fine. So we have 365 days in 1 year, and he was in jail for 27 years. So it's saying approximately how many days did he spend in prison? So if you're thinking what I'm thinking, which I'm sure you are, we're going to multiply 27 times 365. Whew. And that's going to tell us how many days he spent in prison altogether. So, you know me, I always set it up in the standard algorithm way. This is all of what I've written down. Remember, 27 days in prison, 1 year equals 365 days. So 365 days times 27 years, and that's going to give us the total amount of days he was in prison. So I've set it up in the standard algorithm, but me being me, I'm going to solve using, sorry, Jeannie, I'm going to solve using the, using the area model. So since it's a 3-digit number, though, I'm going to draw my box a little bit bigger to accommodate. Oh, that is not bigger. I did the exact opposite of what I said I was going to do. So I'm going to draw my box a little bit bigger, and then I'm going to divide it into 3. So I've got 6 altogether. 6 boxes. And then I'm going to put my 20 plus 7 on top. And then, remember when we do the area model, we break it up by place value. So I've got 20 plus 7 on top. And then 300 plus 60 plus 7. And that's going to give me 365 times, why did I do 7? I meant to do 5. It's all a part of math. See how simple mistakes could mess me up? So I'm glad I caught that. So we have 300 plus 60 plus 5 is 365 times 20 times 20 plus 7, which gives us 27. So, this is a big number. 300 times 20. I cannot do that off the top of my head, but I'll tell you what I can do off the top of my head. 2 times 3. And I know you can do that too. 2 times 3 is 6. So I'm going to write my 6, and I'm going to collect my zeros from my 20, and I'm going to collect my zeros from my 300. So 20 times 300 is 6,000. All I did was 2 times 3 to give me the 6, and then I collected 1 0 from the 20, and then I collected my 2 zeros from the 300. So 20 times 300 is 6,000, and then 7 times 300, well, I'm going to use the same strategy. I know 7 times 3 is 21. That's some mental math I can get down with. And then I'm just going to bring over my 2 zeros from my 300, and that gives me 2,100. Do you see how I'm just doing the multiplication that I know, and then I'm going to add in those 2 zeros at the end? That's a strategy that I like to use all the time with any type of math. So next, I'm going to move down to 60. 60 times 20. I know 6 times 2 is 12. And then I'm going to bring my 0 from my 20 and my 0 from my 60 and get 1,200. Next, I'm going to do 60 times 7. Well, 6 times 7, I believe, I'm going to work that one out. 6, 12 plus 6, 18. Oh, that's going to take me a long time. So instead of doing that, y'all, Miss Hewitt just does not know what 6 times 7 is. Oh, yes, she does. Guys, 6 times 6 is 36. So I'm going to add another 6, and I'm going to get 42. That mental math is coming in, guys, I promise. If you didn't know that, 7 times 60, like I didn't off the top of my head, you can see how you can use mental math, because I know that 6 times 6 is 36, and I just add another group of 6, which gives me 6 times 7, and that's 42. I'm now going to bring over my 0 from my 60, and I'm going to have 420. If you're with me, give me a thumbs up. And I won't be able to see it, but I'll see it. I'm going to hope for it, that you're following with me. And then now I've got 5. So 5 times 20 is 100. And then 5 times 7, I'm just going to do that with my mental math or using my fingers. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. 35. Well, now I got all these numbers, and they are a lot bigger. These numbers are very big. So you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to add them. Probably going to add this one, and then I'm going to add all these together, and I'm going to add all these together, and then I'm going to add them together. My totals for each, add the totals together just to get my answer, because I feel like if I stacked 6 numbers on top of each other, that would just hurt my brain. I don't know about you, but it would hurt my brain. So 6,000 plus 1,200 plus 100. Well, we got 0, a 0, a 3, and a 7. So I've got 7,300, and then I've got 5. Oh, I'm going to need to move that over some. Plus 5, 5, 5, 2. Told you Miss Hugh was going to work on her handwriting, but it's just obviously not happening right now. So this column equaled 7,300, and this column equaled 2,555. So now, like I said, I'm just going to add those two together. So 5 plus 0 is 5. 5 plus 0 is 5. 5 plus 3 is 8. And then 2 plus 7 is 9. So in total, Nelson Mandela spent 9,855 days in jail. Whew. I am certainly not jealous of that. So 9,855 days. Like I said, I always have to say what it is, because the question was asking us how many days he spent in jail approximately. So in 27 years, Nelson Mandela spent 9,855 days. Thank you guys for working that problem out with me and being so patient, because obviously this was a multi-step problem. We had to find all of our totals over here, and then we had to add them all up. So Thank you for sticking with me, and then next we're going to be visiting China. I will see you guys in the next video.